Welcome, you're watching Vox News, your daily news updates with Rita Kamkumo. Our headlines today: President Muhammadu Buhari vows to implement police reforms after the dissolution of SARS, Nigeria's controversial special police unit. The economic community of West African states takes note of the political progress achieved by Mali since the August military coup. Tanzanian firefighters battle to contain the fire that broke on Sunday on the Mount Kilimanjaro. Our top story today: the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, on Monday vowed that his government would bring police officers responsible for wrongful acts to justice. President Buhari's comments come after Nigerian authorities announced the dissolution of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad on Sunday after nearly a week of widespread protests against police brutality. The president promised extensive police reforms as Abuja protesters on Monday demanded that he confirms the dissolution of the disputed police unit through an executive order.
They'll tell us that they've disbanded them, and then later we'll see them on the road again. We no longer believe them. We want Buhari to give President Muhammadu Buhari to give an executive order. That one we will believe that SARS has officially been disbanded by the federal government.
According to the presidency, President Buhari does not need to sign an executive order to disband the tactic unit because it is an administrative creation of the Inspector General of Police.
So you see, the IG cannot be trusted because he has given his word to us that as civil protesters, peaceful ones, that no harm will come to us. Yet, he failed at that simple one. How then do we trust him with such a big task as disbanding SARS? We don't trust him.
And I am just a young Nigerian, and I am angry, and we are all angry here. We want police brutality to end. We want SARS disbandment, complete, consummate with the Constitution. We want the President of Nigeria to speak to us. We are his people.
President Buhari's personal assistant, Bashir Ahmad, on Monday clarified that the controversial police unit was not created by an executive order or legislative act, and that it has now been disbanded by the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, who has full authority in the matter. On the political front, the economic community of West African states on Monday said that Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, who leads the regional organization, took note of the progress made in Mali since the August military coup.
The president of the ECOWAS conference took note of the progress made towards implementing the decisions of the Conference of Heads of State and Governments since 18 August 2020, including the release of civilian and military personalities who were in detention, the establishment of the new transition authorities, and the adoption of the transition charter.
Nana Akufo-Addo on Sunday met with Mali's interim leaders to discuss the transition to civilian rule.
The president of the conference took note of the information of the forthcoming establishment of the National Transitional Council in an inclusive process. He urged the transitional authorities to finalize the timetable of the electoral process in order to reach the presidential and parliamentary elections within the indicated 18-month time frame.
The economic community of West African states also called for the dissolution of the military junta, which should take place after the establishment of the National Transitional Council, a body that will play the role of parliament. On the education front, children in the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, returned to school on Monday after a 7-month break due to the coronavirus pandemic.
The children stayed at home for 7 months. Today they are happy to go back to school. For us, the parents too. It's important because the children have to study despite the pandemic.
We parents are happy, even if we don't have any money. We try to pay for school meals. and the deposit, as they asked for the children to start the studies. This year is going to be like any other year, but the teacher of each class knows that there is a delay in the program. They will try to review with revisions.
Education had partially resumed in the country since August, after the end of the medical state of emergency declared by President Félix Tshisekedi in late March. Schools also resumed fully on Monday in Nigeria. At the private Corona school in Lagos, new sanitary measures were in place for the students' return.
For any given day, we have about 50% of the children in school, so we have enough space. There's great social distancing and all that. So all the protocols have been put in place, and for those who aren't comfortable enough to resume, because we know that some parents are quite still apprehensive, and they are learning online.
We had to do the floor mappings, we had to measure the lockers for social distancing. We had to ensure that everybody, coming with a face mask. Initially it was a bit tough for the adults. They say, I'm choking, but everybody's used to it now. That was before the children came in. So now everything is just beautiful. It's
very excited because they had missed the teachers for a long while. Seeing their teachers both online and in class makes them excited. They are very excited to see their teachers back. As it is with other things that is new, it will take some time to adjust to, but once you adjust to it, it becomes like the normal thing. So it's like the normal way of life for us now.
Schools began partially reopening in the country in August after the end of the medical state of emergency declared by President Muhammadu Buhari in late March. In Cameroon, the national airline Camerco on Monday announced that it would soon resume domestic flights after a 7-month break due to the coronavirus pandemic. The first flight will take off on Friday under strict COVID-19 safety measures. However, domestic flights would only cover the 3 main cities of Douala, Yaoundé and Garoua for now. In Tanzania, firefighters are still battling to contain the blaze that broke on the slopes of the Mount Kilimanjaro on Sunday evening. According to the authorities, the fire, which has been spreading since due to strong winds, erupted near Wona Camp, an area where tourists passed through to get to the mountain. Sunday's fire saw the efforts of hundreds of firefighters, residents and students in the area to help bring the blaze under control. The authorities were, however, hopeful that the fire could be contained as soon as the wind dies down. So far, there has been no reported case of fatality, injury or private properties being affected. The Tanzanian authorities are investigating the incident. In Nigeria, at least 8 people died when a 3-story building under construction collapsed on Sunday in Lagos. Residents of the Obalende neighborhood on Monday reacted to the incident, whose cause remains unknown, according to the authorities. Building collapses are common in Nigeria, where millions live in dilapidated properties and construction laws are often ignored. An investigation was launched to find the cause of Sunday's incident. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday vowed to seek global support for the country's candidate Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to lead the World Trade Organization. The former managing director of the World Bank is one of the 2 candidates who made it through to the final runoff. President Buhari reiterated that Nigeria would step up communication efforts so that its former Minister of Finance gets the job. The third and final stage of consultations will run from the 19th of October until the 27th, with a winner to be announced before the 7th of November. On the economic front, Morocco's King Mohammed VI last Friday announced an economic recovery plan to mitigate the dire economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic in the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable parliamentarians, this crisis has revealed a series of dysfunctions, deficits, and it has had a negative impact on the national economy and employment. This is why we have launched an ambitious economic recovery plan and a major universal social coverage project. We also underlined the imperative to apply the rules of good governance and the need to reform public sector establishments.
The King's announcement comes as the medical state of emergency in force in the country since mid-March has been extended until the 10th of November. On the football scene, Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen revealed in a video last Friday that he is working hard to become the African Footballer of the Year. After bagging the Youth Player of the Year award in 2015, Osimhen indicated that winning the Confederation of African Football's most prized individual award remains a target for him. The 21-year-old Napoli striker was named the best African player in the League One after he contributed 13 goals in 27 matches for Lille last season. He has made 2 appearances for the Italian club in the Serie A this season. That's it for today. Thank you for watching Vox News.